Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the What the Football channel. This is the BH and Scrubber show. My name is Scrubber.
Hey guys, BH here. Had a challenging game last week. We're going to talk all about it. Offense, defense, special teams, and coaching. So, like Scrubber says, you're in the right place.
Yeah, you're in the right place. We have not lost hope. So, just starting off, we had a great show with the Denver game. We had people in the chat. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, chat people. I thought it was a good game overall. I mean, we didn't win, and it's frustrating. But as I watched it on the Yahoo thing and watched the numbers develop and watched the guys move down the field, I saw a lot of good things. So since we'll start with the offense, I'll go ahead and say some scheme things that worked where we were sustaining drives. We did fairly good on first downs or third downs.
Yep.
So to that end, I thought we did really, really good. We got ourselves down there and gave us the opportunities to score. Red zone stuff is still a little difficult for us. The kicking aspect is still a little difficult, but I believe as far as like narrowing down the problems, we have worked on that drive. It looked really good. Several of them drives were just fantastic. So
that's true
about that.
Yeah. And really, if you look in, here I am, I'm looking here at just the overall team stats. I mean, it was a close game. I mean, 17-10 is close. It's a one-score game. Could have gone either way. It was, but, we outpassed them. We outrushed them. We had more first downs. We had 68 total plays to their 51. Yeah. Now they were probably a little more efficient with 51 plays, but having said that, we still did 68 plays. We kept those drives going. We kept their defense off. So, everything was so darn close. Each team had 4 penalties, 2 turnovers to 1 turnover. But quite frankly, the turnovers should have been just 1 and 1 because the one turnover was the Hail Mary in the end zone.
Yeah, I didn't count that either.
Yeah, I blame that on my thing. I blame that on the wide receivers. If you can't get it or knock it away, then that's not the quarterback's. Now it's the quarterback's fault if he throws a dud. But if the guy throws the big bomb and it comes down to a pack of players, that's not his fault. So
none of our guys were even close to it. It looked like so.
Yeah, so
I don't count that one.
Yeah, I don't either. So time of possession, I was 31 minutes to 28 minutes in favor of the Washington football team. I mean, if you go all the way down, like you said, third down efficiency got better. It was 5 out of 14.
Yeah.
They were only 7 out of 13. That 5 out of 14 could improve, but it is better. So like you said, man, they did some good things extending those drives, and they really did keep it close. Just couldn't shut the door, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, one of those drives I was really impressed with was the one that started down near like the 6-yard line or something like that. And they came like 94 yards and scored that touchdown to DeAndre Carter.
Yeah.
So that shows, one, they can dig out of deep in their own end zone, which they struggled with a couple games before. They didn't get nowhere. And even the time before that one, they got a penalty and backed up and had to punt. but which was a great punt by Tressway, by the way, a 66-yard freaking punt. He blasted it out of the end zone.
Guy had one punt,
66 yards. Totally helped us out. Totally was. See, that's a great thing. So, but they did drive down on that other one. So it looks like, look, we got out of deep in our own territory with a punt. We got out deep in our territory with a nice drive. So, of course, it's trying to finish up that drive at the end that's struggling for us. And I can understand why. Other teams stiffen up at once you're across the 50, they start to stiffen up. Once you're down inside the 30 to 20, the other team will start to stiffen up on you, just like our team does. When opposing teams comes across our 50, you watch our boys. They get better. They stiffen up. So, I think they'll learn how to get the ball in the end zone.
I think so. Better at it. I think what happens is that it just shows that we've got a good system. the offense, the way they work it, there is a lot of spreading the ball around. I know that.
Yes.
They do, everyone gets a catch or two or three. So that was really good. And so that which is good. I think in football, that's great. That's really the way to do it. But I think what happens is in the red zone is then kind of where you don't have a lot of playmakers. That's sort of where you get hurt. Because that red zone, it's a team effort going down, but that red zone, sometimes you get those Rob Gronkowskis or those Devontae Adams. They just beat their man. They just beat their guy. Yeah. Or you throw it near them and they just get it like a Velcro. There's just something about having, and we have lost a lot of our playmakers. We just have Terry McLaurin and we got some good guys, but I'm saying, that's where it kind of shows because you get all the way down there doing the right things. How come you can't pull the trigger there? And I think that's kind of, that kind of shows that just a little bit. It was nice if, when Tom Brady's at the 5-yard line, holy crap, man, look who he's got. He's got Gronkowski. He's got Mike Evans. He's got Chris. Godwin. I mean, oh my God. He's got just like, he's just got all these great. Not that he's not a great quarterback or anything, but boy, down in the red zone, it's just great to have playmakers. And so, now we'll talk about that later. Now that we got the break, it'd be nice to get some of our playmakers back. So, but to your point though, at least none of these, just 3 and outs, 5 and outs, and making our poor very defense. Good. Yeah,
exactly. Look at the benefits you reap when your people are out there. And our defense, we're not going to talk about them right now, but they did great. So our offense gave our defense a chance, and your defense gives your offense a chance, and that just builds on each other. So, I guess we could talk about some of the play. I thought I'll start with Heineke. He did manage him down the field pretty good. I like the way he worked it. He's still the jury is out for me still on his throwing capability. Different areas. He seems to, he tightened up a little bit in some areas that I saw. I think he led Humphreys on that one. He was leading the backs coming out of the backfield a little better. He was doing a little better with that. So you guys don't get killed.
Yeah.
Those have to be good. He was throwing them down and away. I think a couple of them were just a little too far down and too far away, but you can see he's trying to get it. So he's trying to dial in on some of these things. So he did have he bobbled a snap, which cost us a sack. So that was on him. But other than that, he did good. He took advantage of a run at one point. He worked it down the field. He did work it to different people. Cam Sims was even in there. So I think we only saw him for like one catch.
Yeah, I think he's not 100% yet. Right. Okay. But thank gosh, I will say that I just think there is a lot of inconsistency with Heineke. And that is, maybe that's the guy he is. Maybe he's reached his level. He's just going to be an inconsistent guy. Quarterback is a tough job. Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's growing. Maybe he's still going to. We don't know. Yeah. But he does. There's some inconsistencies that just throw you off. Got to give him kudos for that pass to DeAndre Carter
in the corner there.
Yeah,
he fixed it.
Remember, we were complaining all the time. What that dude had that corner throw of his, like either in that one, we were talking about either lob that thing to the corner out towards the back pylon,
right,
or just throw it high. Yeah, but he did. He kind of put some juice, but kept it up high, and DeAndre Carter, to his credit, boom, he got it. Yeah. Had some juice on it. So that's what's a little frustrating is that you actually see him do good things like that.
Yeah.
With beautiful timing. And he laid it in there and the defender was right on him. So you see that kind of stuff and they go, damn, dude, you really want him to tie up all those things. They get sacked 5 times. The bobble didn't help him.
Chase Roulier going out and deep in the second quarter didn't help.
Yep. That was very disappointing. And so, there he is. So, not to make excuses, but that's tough. You don't have your center. And then the other thing was, Sadiq Charles was in to play right tackle. But that was very last minute because already we're in a backup mode there. And I think, who was it? Was it Lucas, the tackle who he's in there for Cosme. I think, is that his name?
Cornelius Lucas.
Yeah, and then he gets sick. It was an illness. It was like one of those, you can get the flu, you can get a bad cold, something before, and that's kind of what happened. And they said, "Hey, Sadiq, you're in." He gave up some sacks, man. Unfortunately he was a little overwhelmed for that game, so that didn't help Heineke at all. Sadiq is a much better. I think this is true of a lot of offensive linemen. He's a much better run blocker. I was looking at his pro PFF stats. He does good on run blocking, he really does. But I watched him. He looked a little jittery and nervous. That always hurts you. I don't think his technique was so bad. He just seemed a little overwhelmed at times. So that hurt Heineke. And that, what are you going to do? That's football, man. Guys go down. But without Scherf, you're on your third string right tackle, and then your center goes out.
Yeah.
It just, those are the kind of things that we keep going over this. This offense was not going to be a dynamic blowout offense. It was going to be steady, grow together, and learn and get better as we go, because our defense was going to keep us in the games.
Yeah.
And so once again, you can't have those things happen with a young guy like Heineke and expect it all to go good. But despite it, he fought and they drove down, and like I say, they lost by a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
they did really good.
But inconsistencies at the quarterback position are rough. It's going to be interesting to see. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
As we come up closer, we'll do like a little what do you call it? Bye-week little show.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about a lot about the future.
Yeah. He looks like he's coming up. So, spread that ball around. So Antonio Gibson did good, but our best runner was Jarrett Patterson. So looking at our backfield, Jarrett looked really good out there.
He looked really good. He looked great. And so did JD out of the backfield. I think JD led us in catches.
Yeah.
So right there. So we got two good guys right there in the backfield. And so that was good. I think Gibson's still playing hurt. I think that's why they finally rotated Patterson. And we talked about that on the last show. We saw some moves. We saw them bring someone up onto the practice squad. Yeah. Why not? And why? I just don't understand.
Slow doing it, if you ask me.
Yeah. Why run a guy out there with his shin like that if you don't have to? Yeah. I mean, I would say suit him up and put him on the sidelines and say, look, man, if we don't have to, we're not going to play you.
Yeah.
Okay. We might, give a couple games to give Jared a blow. Yeah. But we're going to run. This is how we're going to run things.
Just mix them in just like they did in that game. Dude, that's how you do it. You have two running backs. It's okay, NFL.
Yeah.
It's okay to have two rotating running backs plus a third down guy. That's okay. Yeah. And you know what else I would say? A fucking fullback, too.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Get rid of tight ends and stuff like that. We got 3 or 4 people deep on the tight end. Get a Janikowski in there. Get one of them kind of guys in there, a bull. And help them out. Why have one guy that brush all the time? Seems ridiculous to me. That's too much to carry. Like a King Henry. Well, he just went down, but I mean, he's a bull. Yeah. You can give it to Henry all day long. But some of these guys, why not mix it up and then keep them in the game so that the other defense doesn't say, "Oh, here comes Jarrett Patterson. They're going to give it to him because this is the only time in the game he comes in, so he's going to get it." And so that's not fair either. So having him in the game, what he was doing, and man, I seen him chip blocking like a maniac, dude. He was good. I seen him hit this one dude, and he's like looking up at the guy and chipping him like this and bumped off of him and chipped the other guy too. And it was a nice block. It helped the play. A few times he was out there chipping and looking for the ball, paying attention, like hyper paying attention. So it was good to see him out there doing stuff.
Yeah, and that's good. A good experience. It's the kind of thing where you don't know the future, but if, like you say, if Antonio Gibson's leg could heal up, I think we got a pretty good running back room right there with those guys.
Those 3 guys are awesome.
Yeah, running backs are doing good now. A little on the downside, the O-line, they struggled the week before. I gave them like a C plus maybe. They were just, not quite as good. And then this week, of course, I mean, you got Sadiq in his first start ever, and he struggled. And then Chase Roulier goes out. Yeah. You you just got it, and that made it really tough. I mean,
It did.
Get kind of hard to run. Chase Roulier's a really good. He's a good run blocker. He's a better pass blocker, I think, but which is good. I mean, you don't want your center getting pushed back into the pocket. You want a guy who can really pass block. So that'll be interesting. We'll know more probably on the next show. We'll discuss a lot more what's going on there. He's out. We'll be talking about the next man up and what's happening there. Right now, there can be some signings. Teams are going to start cutting people. I know that like Deshaun Jackson got cut. You'll start to see some cuts. So it'll be interesting to see. You're not going to get anything special out there, but we'll know more later. So it'll be interesting we'll be able to kind of size up the roster. But yeah, overall, O-line, but it will get better. Cosme, we're getting guys back. It's going to get better. But for this game, they were sort of, the whole O-line was put in a kind of a bad situation. It didn't perform up to par. It's understandable. But like I said, regardless, we only lost by a touchdown.
Yeah.
We're still right in it.
Well, we're still out Curtis Samuel, which I don't care for. So I say get rid of him. I don't give a shit. If he's your burner wide receiver and he's got groin problems, you're not a burner wide receiver anymore. I'm sorry. He's just milking this injury now. This is week 8, and he had it early in the season too. That's 9, 10, 11 weeks. That's 3 months of just milking this thing dry, dude. I need relief from that. So hopefully they can do something in that area. Cam Sims caught one. I thought that was good. DeAndre did his work, of course. Dax Milne jumped in there. That was good. Humphreys caught one. I thought that was great. And, they all split it around a little bit. So McLaurin, he got a few too, not as much as we would like. So all in all, I thought the offense did really good in that way. The jury is still out for me on Ricky Seals-Jones. I don't know. So he dropped one early. I felt like he dropped one early, and his blocking leaves a lot to be desired. So John Bates was out there for a little bit too. I think he caught one. I didn't see Samus anywhere unless he was on special teams.
Yep, he might have suited up, but he did not. Bates got one small catch. Yes, Samus, nothing.
So that pretty much does it for the offense there.
Yep.
Just the guys did real good. They did what they were supposed to get downfield and do all those things. So, they just keep rolling at it. They'll be fine. We'll know more at the break. So.
Yeah.
All right. The defense did give the offense plenty of chances, unless you got anything more on the offense.
No, I think we covered it. That's good.
So the defense did really good they did great. They always do good. During that show, I was saying the whole time, look how good they're doing. Look how good they're doing. Look how much they're holding. They're sacking them. They're clobbering people. And they did. I watched the game and it was just amazing. They do really, really good. If you watch the game and you don't watch the offensive side of the ball, you just watch our defense. It's hard to train yourself to do that because you always want to watch the offense. But if you train yourself just to watch the defense and what they're doing, those guys are amazing. Jamin Davis, all of them. And they did really good to give us a chance to win. They held the other team to 17 points, which is what we asked them to do. 17 points is what you want your defense to hold the other team to. That is awesome. Now you need so that way all your offense has to do is generate 18 to 21 points to win the game. And so it's getting there. It's getting there little by little. They just need to just get over that hill with stuff. And they are doing good on the defense. So lots of standouts on the defense.
Yep, there really were. I think number one, I think we pretty much, I want to go back and look. I wish I'd looked it up. Maybe that's something I can do later is snap counts because Jamin Davis was pretty far down. He had only 2 assists. So he didn't even have a straight tackle. But I wonder if that's a function. I forgot to look into that of him maybe not getting as many snaps. Maybe Landon Collins got more snaps because Collins and Holcomb led the team in tackles. So I'm just wondering, I wonder if they're, because, they do that, what is it, the 4-2-5 defense, 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 DBs set up quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if now that Landon's getting a little more in the groove, that they maybe used him a little bit more. But yeah, Landon Collins, I say Cole Holcomb as usual. Now we've been talking about him for weeks. Continues just to always play. Jamin's a little up and down, but like I say, that could be the game script. That could be his,
He's a rook.
His snap count. Sometimes for that, a certain team, they go, hey, look, we're not going to use you as much. We're going to use you in these situations. So, but Cole Holcomb was great, and oh my gosh, Landon Collins,
he was blasting them. He did really, really good. So it was amazing. I really, Cameron Curl was out there making great tackles. Someone must have been talking to these guys about their tackling ability, because I saw people wrapping hands around people, sticking with it, staying with it. So somebody must have noticed yards after contact. So I thought, Cameron Curl, Bobby McCain early in the game almost made an interception, popped in and out of his arms. So he was at least there. I seen Benjamin St. Just, some nice tackles, some nice coverages. I like it when I don't have to hear about Danny Johnson, when I don't hear his name, but then when I did see him play, he popped somebody and laid the smack on him. So that was good. So the only time I heard him or saw him was when he was doing good. So,
I think we had, overall we had the 4 sacks, which is great. Now we didn't hope. It would have been nice if what was it, McCain did hold on to that interception.
I know, hit him right in the chest.
Yeah, we didn't have any. It was a bit of a strange game. I wonder. You talk about an illness. Sometimes if there's something going on, if a guy gets sick, it means a few other players can be sick. But they'll play depending on where they're at. If they're dehydrated and have a fever, they won't let them go out there. But Montez Sweat sort of did a kind of a little minor disappearing act. No tackles, I didn't either. I was just kind of going over stats and looking at stuff, and it was like, and so I Googled a few, and I kind of did read a Redskin Washington football team article, and the guy kind of said the same thing. Like he just, and that can happen. No matter what, I'm not going to say that he was sick or anything, but you can have an off game. But for a guy that's so dynamic, it's so incredible sometimes. They could
have gotten to him.
And they could have been keying on him. Maybe they said, "Hey, Sweat's the guy." We always think Chase Young, but Montez has been so incredible and dominating. I think maybe they just said we're not going to let Montez Sweat beat us. But to that point, though, Payne got his sack, and so did Jonathan Allen.
Yeah.
So of course, and Landon got his sack. So it would have been a little bit nicer to get that. An interception. That would have been great. Gosh, man, that was too bad. And another great play was by Chase Young, that strip on Melvin Gordon.
Late in the game. God, I was packing it. I was putting the stuff away. I was like, why don't you just run the ball? And they were passing and stuff. I was like, what are you doing? That must have been a nightmare for the Denver fans. Like, why are you even throwing the ball when you just run it? Let the freaking clock run. They're going to call timeout. So what? Let it run down. Then you punt. Put them way back there with 18 seconds on the clock. So what? But they passed, and then they were doing all these things. And I was like, that's something we would do.
Yeah. Chase and Melvin Gordon just running around out there like he got a loaf of bread, and Chase just came in and punched it. And it was too bad. That was a great example of when we got the ball back.
Defense giving us a chance to win.
Yeah, they did. But then when we got the ball, unfortunately, that was going to be that great comeback. But they really took advantage. They took advantage of our O-line. I was watching it. They sent everybody. They just said that we're going to sell out. And with the struggles that we have, and with the unfortunately the linemen at the time, it was just too hard to come back. Damn, it would have been a great story. But give it up for Chase Young fighting at the very end of the game, where a lot of guys were mailing it in. He did. That was a great play by him. It's just too bad we couldn't have turned it around and made something out of it. So, is there anybody else? No, the D line. Once again, like you said, Cam Curl is. That's a guy. Wasn't that guy like a 7th round pick or something like that? He was
amazing.
seventh rounder. Oh my God, man. Get a guy like that in the seventh. That makes up for a lot of blown second round picks.
Yeah. Kendall
So
Fuller did really good. Kendall's
yeah.
out there doing all kinds of stuff. So I think someone got past him like early in the game, but then no one got past him after that. So
Yeah.
they
And he
didn't have any
seems
blow up plays on us, right?
not at all. No, not at all. And Kendall Fuller seems to almost be exclusively at, I'll have to look into it, but he seems like he's more covering in the slot a lot more.
Cool.
Which is probably what's better for him and more consistent for him. Because now that St. Juice is pretty much out there. At first they might have, maybe they were trying different things, but it seems like they want to have Kendall in the slot, St. Juice and Bobby McCain on the other side. I imagine William Jackson will be coming back.
Yeah.
But having said that, Kendall Fuller has looked fine, and there weren't any real gaffes in coverage.
No.
I mean, they got their receivers got catches, but that's just going to happen.
And the other, the touchdown that they scored the one time, that was Gordon coming out of the backfield, and I think we had Hudson on him. Is that who that was on him? The linebacker?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kalike Hudson. And so that's how they scored on us there. He was pretty close to him, but you're asking Hudson probably doesn't play all the time either. I mean, he switches off with Jamin, so yeah. So.
They probably saw it. Bridgewater's a veteran. He probably saw the matchup and saw that happens a lot in football. You see a guy matched up on a guy that you're pretty sure he can beat him. So yeah.
Hudson took the punch on the nose for that one, but everybody else I thought did good. I seen Smith Williams' name out there, Settle, Ioannidis, so pretty good stuff on the D. So we just have to roll with that. Hopefully that the guys get better over the bye week. We come back stronger than ever. I believe we've been making strides over these last few games. I know you people don't see it out there. I see it. It's tiny and it hurts when you're outcome oriented. If you're outcome oriented, you're going to be bummed. If you're process oriented, you're excited for this team. That's why you can see my expression came on.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this team. I am. It's fun to watch this arc of stuff. That's what makes it why we like it. You see the arc happening. It's slow at first, the sun doesn't just come right up. There's twilight and there's things that happen before that, and then it gains ground, and that's what you hope to gel coming up at this halftime. So
it's true, and
really good.
We were talking about that in general before the show about how it's amazing how some teams can look so good and then 1 week later look bad. Or then you take a team like Kansas City. I mean, they won, but the wheels still seem to be coming off that team. They're not the same team.
Yeah.
Remember last year, man, the Steelers were 10-0. Yeah. They were 10-0. But from the rest on into the playoffs, they weren't scaring anybody.
They shit the bed. That's right.
It always happens. And another thing I remember going back to the old days of the Washington football team, I always remember I think it was the story of Marty Schottenheimer. He only lasted 1 year. Him and Dan Snyder had it out. That was the end of Marty. But Marty wasn't going to take shit from anybody, especially that guy. But, Marty came in, and Marty's a tough guy. He runs guys hard. Veterans don't like that. A lot of vets are like, hey, dude, come on. I'm not doing these drills. I'm not doing this. And Marty said, no, yeah, you are. This is how we run this show. Pretty hardcore, but he's fair. Guys complained, moaned, cried. They were 2-6, and they thought, well, Marty's lost the team. He's an old guy. He's lost the team. He doesn't know, it's over for him. Well, you know what? They started to buy into it. Things got better. They went 6-2 the rest of the way. Went from a guy who lost the team and was old and out of it, couldn't do it anymore. And all of a sudden, what? Wait, what? 6-2? That wasn't fairy dust, man. That wasn't magic. That wasn't voodoo. That was just Marty sticking by his guns. And then they bought in. And the guys that didn't bought in, I don't know if guys left, got traded, whatever, got benched. Marty would bench guys. He doesn't care. But he had the process. And he was just saying, guys, this works. I know. Let's do the process. And finally it did. Yeah. And they turned around. And it wasn't a great team. It wasn't like a team of all-stars. It was a kind of a, not even a team I don't think as good as this, but they turned it around. So that's a story that from our history that we can hold on to and hang on to. That you
It's
follow.
fun watching the arc. Enjoy it if you can. Quit beating yourself up watching it the other way. Quit being so outcome oriented and just enjoy the thing. There are good things to find within this team. Find them with us. We seem to be able to find them. We seem to be able to look at all the good stuff. Sure, there's other stuff that are a pain in the ass, but we find it. And don't, be happy. Come with us. Come to the winning side. Look at all the good stuff with us, man.
Yeah. And if the process was sucking, we wouldn't be happy right now.
Right.
We probably would be going, wow, what is going on?
There's no hope.
There's no hope. There's no growth. There's no way to understand why this isn't working. What the hell?
Look at teams like Houston. Look at teams like the Jags. Look at those people got no hope. We at least have a team that can pull it together. Those people are toast.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then you look across their roster. And they're still a couple years away. They're in super rebuilding mode.
Yeah,
so
tank mode.
Yeah, exactly. Get those early picks. So now let's move on.
Yeah.
Special teams. I got one good thing to say. We got a great punter, Mr. Tressway.
Yeah, we do. Tressway is the man. So.
What I love about Tress, man, is he's always known for he can always drop them balls inside the 20.
Yeah.
It's like a guy, you see a guy who's a great, in golf, you got a guy who can hit the ball 338 yards, can't putt worth the damn. Then you get this little skinny guy, right? Who's a putting master, but you get him on the tee box and he knocks it out there about 238 yards.
Great.
Yeah, he can do both.
Deep in the end zone too.
Yeah, he can do both. Yeah, he can boom it if you want him, and he can just drop it right down in there like a guy with a soft wedge, man. He can just drop it right in. So he's doing great. Too bad he only had the one opportunity, but that's kind of what you talk about that's one thing you look to. It's like, we only had one punt, but look how good it was.
Yeah.
Look who we got.
Right.
That's one thing we're not bitching about.
Yeah.
We got a hell of a punter. And you mentioned that too. When something's fixed, guess what? You don't have to worry about that. You go take care of other things. So we don't have to worry about our punter.
Like our kicker. Now, I want to give our kicker a break there for the first block. No one touched that guy. Yeah. The guy who blocked his kick, no one touched that fucker. Dude, he came in off the end. He would have blocked anybody's kick. No one touched him. I don't hold the kicker responsible for that. That's a blocking scheme problem.
Right.
Not his fault. In my opinion, I don't remember the second one. So
the second one was sort of, up the middle, sort of a tip block. It wasn't like smash, but someone got up again. I don't know if that's an issue again. I still think it's a low kick because the guy didn't penetrate into the backfield. But once again, there was a little bit of penetration, and he got his hand up. But
and that could be from our line.
Yeah, but from a kicker standpoint, he's got to launch that thing.
Yeah.
He's got to get it up.
So,
he's got to, and I think a lot of the time is, it's just, if you want the ball, sometimes, kind of the further up on the ball you kick it, the lower it goes, but the longer. So if he's a little worried, I got to get this kick. Mm-hmm. You're a little loath to hit it lower and launch it because you're afraid it's going to drop short. But at the end of the day, I will take that every time as opposed to a block kick. Because
right.
Oh yeah, because you talk about it. A missed field goal sucks, but a blocked one just sends shivers.
At least if you missed it left or right, you had the range. You see what I'm saying? So you had one of the two components, but if it gets blocked, it doesn't matter if you had the range or the left or right. Those two things now come undone. So I'm willing to give them another chance. They're fucking kickers, dude. You just got to keep going with it. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yep.
I'm kind of glad we're done with Hopkins. That one was looking like not fixing itself. If he gets another block kicked, he's fucking out. So, in my opinion, but I'm ready to give him one more chance. So, it could happen to anybody. I let the other one go. So
Blewett's going to have to prove it when he comes back for sure. And now we have time. He's remember he'd never played an NFL game before.
Yeah,
he'd done some preseason kicking. Young guy. And now he has. So there's some nerves and there's some things. It's a whole different ball game when you run out there with the special teams. You're down. There's your holder. You're going. The crowd's cheering. There's everything. There's the wind. It's a lot different than just practice. So he got out there and he knows. He played in college. He knows what to do. But he's got to fix. It's like you said, another block, and Man, there's going to be some kickers coming out on waivers here pretty quick because some of
Yeah.
these injured kickers like Rodrigo Blankenship, he's coming back. When he comes back, Mike Badgley, former Charger, he'll be out there. So there will, this guy's going to have to prove it because there's going to be some proven kickers who came in as fill-ins and are going to be on the waiver wire. And I'm sure the coaches, if he gets one blocked again, they're just going to go, "Hey man, sorry, we just got to bring another guy in." So let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can get it together.
Hopefully coach can do something about that if he doesn't quite have it together. So speaking of coaches, I think they're doing all right. They're doing a little better. I see the tackling picking up a little bit. Somebody must be talking to them about that. I think the defense is doing better, but I still owe that to the Landon Collins move. All of that seemed to hinge on that little move that they did there and bringing in Danny Johnson back there. That seemed to fix things for some reason. In my opinion, they were already doing good, but I just felt like that was the sticking point. So that's fixed there. So the coaches did a good job there, in my opinion. Other than that, overall, I saw Ron's little presser there. He didn't, he says all the things that we all have in our minds anyways. That's why I don't watch mainstream media. They're just saying the same things I see too. I can watch a football game and glean from it the same as you, and maybe even better because I'm smarter than they are. So I watched Coach. He had a good thing to say. And then I think during the game, I think clock management was good. Down there at the end there, they did really good with their timeouts and they got that fumble. That's exactly what that should do. I think he threw a red flag out for that first down spot. I think McKissick. Yeah. I think they shorted him. So he picked up that on the red flag throw. So that got better. We had our problems with the red flag. So overall coaching, I thought was good.
Yeah. And I mean, overall, you can't knock even special teams coaching because unfortunately, it kind of comes down to one guy. I mean, there was a blown block. So, special teams looking good. We still have DeAndre Carter. We're doing good there. Got a great punter. I kind of like the way that the offense is being managed now. I think Scott Turner and the play calling, I think now that he's, Heineke's been there all these games, seems like it's opened up a little more, a few more jet sweeps. They ran McLaurin. I think they did a couple reverses in the game before. I mean, I'm not for all that kind of stuff all the time. I get that, but I like that stuff being thrown in. I like it. You got to keep
defense on their toes, runs them left and right.
Yeah. So I've got no issues with that. And even, red zone. I think red zone malfunctions really have just been a case of the players not executing. Whether it's a missed block, a bad route, a poor throw. I mean, I just can't say that it's, oh my God, you need better play calling in the red zone. I just don't think that's the case. So
and the elite players, like you said, you need somebody who can break open a Gronkowski who can catch, anything thrown his way. So
yeah.
Yep. So
no problem. Yeah. Coaching, I think is solid.
Very good. All right. Well, that covers that Denver game. People, just keep the faith, man. So we're gonna go into the second half of the season here coming up. We're gonna do me and BH are gonna do a bye-week assessment type show coming up here in about a week or so. We want to wait and make sure we get all the relevant news in during the bye week. We may wait for the next Sunday's games to all get played, right? So we can see what happens there. And then injury reports and just who's coming back, who's getting better. So look for that sometime. That would be from November 7th or 8th or 9th, something like that. And then we're also going to do a minor preview show probably on that Friday or Saturday before the Bucks game, just to talk about that as well. That won't be a long show at all. Just to see what's going on. And then, of course, I'll do the live reaction show with y'all. So that should be a lot of fun.
Yep. I'll be in the chat room for that. So everybody just keep your eyes peeled. For our show, our mid-season show. We'll talk a lot about the past, the games, kind of what happened, what led us there, and then we'll spend a lot of time just on the future, what's going. We're going to be looking for reports, getting news that we can, we can all talk about. I think it's going to be all hopeful, not everything, but I think we're going to get some good news. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get to really put together this roster kind of team going forward. And so, yeah, it'll be
put
good.
that
Show
show
up.
out, and I think we're going to do it as a premiere. So when we do a premiere, we will be in the chat room while the show is playing. So you guys out there, come and join us in that way as well. So,
yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Well, good job, Scrub.
Yeah, it is what it is, folks. We just look forward to the future and doing better and keeping working harder and making things happen. I think the boys can do it. So
I think so too. Get a big turnaround, coming back strong.
We covered everything, right? We're good with that, right? Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, me too. All right.
All right. Solid.
Solid, Broham.